Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Under Construction in No Man's Sky. So, this is our new time slot, moving this from super early on Sunday mornings to kind of late on Friday evenings. Why? Well, I've got a new show that's going to be starting up on Sundays at around 11, and it's another under construction, but it's under construction Portal Nights. And hopefully, Kid Codifier will be joining us for that one. Maybe not every week, but he's shown some interest, and we both really love Portal Knights. So we're going to do some, not base building, but definitely some building in Portal Knights. Actually, I'm going to start posting some of the bases or the bases, some of the towns and islands that I've developed in Portal Knights. I'm going to be posting that to my YouTube. Just as little short, very quick tours of the islands that already exist, and then we're going to go into either a completely new build area and maybe do large islands or something different. Don't know yet, but we'll find out on Sunday. Just banged the mic. But here we are in No Man's Sky, and we're going to jump back to our original base here that we've been working on, and we're going to build something additional, a new building this week. So, just waiting for it to load in. Jump over to the other view here. And so close. Oh, 98%. Yeah, so I think I mentioned last time that we might want to expand the building that we've already started interior decorating. So last time we added the sleep pods, which you can kind of see hanging on to the main facility out here. There's just the corner one. And then we added the teleporter, the portal, so that if we port into our base terminus, we'll show up here rather than getting stuck underneath the landing pad where our base computer is now forever stuck. Jumping off. There he is, and last time I jumped in, I got stuck in this girder. Couldn't get out. Alright, so looking at our base, I kind of feel like we can expand out this way. So we might want to add a connector there, but we've already started working on the interior. So I don't know if we'll do that today. I'm just going to leave it as is for now. Maybe we'll have better ideas. But I get the feeling that this wall of junk, although it was fun to put together, is going to be a little short-lived. And we might actually rearrange some stuff in this room so that we can expand our base. Whoa, sorry about the quick movements there. Because there's a lot of empty space out here we can still use. And I'm not going to get rid of our shipping containers, but I think I want to keep them. I kind of like having this guy around. We put a lot of effort, or I put a lot of effort into detailing the interior here. But I think it's time we fixed our door. This has been ajar since we first started into our No Man's Sky adventure. And that's because I just did a really quick power up here, and I think we're going to fix all of that, and I'll do that before I do anything else today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all this. So now there's no power going to this sucker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another shipping container. Just in the back here. And I'm actually going to, no, not that yellow. This sort of beigeish yellow is good, especially if you use the rusted texture. But anyway, so I'm going to put him there and make another 2-section shipping container. And then add a door. And we need a ramp for that too. That ramp is going right into the dirt, so what I'm going to do, and I probably should have done this first. And you know what? I think it probably would be very smart to do it first. It's already left a little hole for me. I'm going to use, I just passed it, didn't I? The manipulator, flatten. And I'm going to flatten out a little section for myself here. I want to make sure not to get too close to what we've already built. I kind of just want to build like a little pathway until it matches up. Yeah, there we go. So there's like a pathway. There's still this pile of rock and snow. And now I can build it the other way around. Get another small cuboid room. Not solid cube, there it is. And put that there. Do the same thing with the foundation again. This just, whoa, I forgot there's a ladder on the back of that guy. Come on. I might have to redo that. I don't know if the angle is right on this guy. But let's try the door. Come on. There, perfect. So this is going to be another shipping container that's been designed to be power facility basically. And we're going to adjust it so that both their doors are working on proximity sensors. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do the same thing that we did with our other sort of main generator room underneath the landing pad. Oh, hey, Rhea! Oh, lurking for food. That is A-okay. I just had a delicious dinner, so I'm good to stream. Only going to be on for about an hour, but enough to do some base building here. All right. Let's where are we? Specialist? No, power. Perfect. All right, I want 2 batteries. Do I want more batteries? Why is it not giving me the... Oh, that's odd. Is it because it has that thing underneath? That would be weird. It's not locking into place. This is very bizarre. Do they not lock into place anymore? I'm going to try a different one. Now it might not let me put it in here because it's too. Oh no, they're snapping. So why is this not working? All right, let's learn something else. All right, so see, it hasn't quite gotten rid of anything yet, or fixed everything, but you have this restore beam. Fix it up. So I'm not quite sure what was causing it to not snap properly, but when all else fails, start over. Alright, so let's do this again. This time I'm going to not flatten it and see if I can just grab a cuboid room. And what I might do is just try to flatten the area in front of it, but I'll do that after I check to make sure that this is actually working now. So industry, power, yeah, see, now it's working. Odd. Alright, so let's get either 2 or 4 batteries in here. I'm going to say 2. And then I'm going to say 2 solar. It's already making power. Oh, but now it's night. I'm actually going to put one on top here like we did on the old one. Just because I like the way that looks. But I'll keep it towards the backside here. Alright, now that it's night, this is going to be a little bit more difficult, but maybe what I can do is just put a couple of biofuel reactors in there as well. And then fill those up. Alright. So this is not a building we will have to get into very often. We've got our battery and we've got our solar power. One last thing I need to do is this guy up here needs to be attached because he's just on the roof. He's not part of the circuit, but now he is because he's attached to that battery. Okay, so that's all set up. So now, while we're here, I'm going to set up the pieces we need for a proximity sensor door. So we have the proximity switch, which just has to be near the door. It doesn't have to be, like, it has a little beam projector there, but it doesn't actually have to point it anywhere unless you just want to do that to make it look cool. But I like to kind of keep most of these components out of the way. And where are these storms? So I'm actually going to just put it down here. And do the same thing over here for our habitat module. And then we need a power inverter, and I'm going to put that on the side. And then you'll notice that there's a left and a right and a top, or up, down, and side. But you'll see there's a red side, a green side, and then a side with nothing that also has one connector. And that's important to make sure that that stays visible. Oh boy. there. And probably have to write out the storm. But I can find... Alright, so my cables. Alright, let's just do this in the storm. I feel like I might want to find another planet that's not as stormy. Now, we want to connect these two. I'll do this door first, though. So what you want to do is there's... Oh, this is going to be hard to see. So there's this red side. You want to connect that to the power. And then you've got two sides on your proximity sensor, and you want to connect one of them to power, and the other one to the top of the proximity sensor, or of the power inverter. And then you want to take the other side of the power inverter and attach that to the door. So now when I walk away, the door closes. And when I get close by, the door opens. And now it's freezing out, and I have to wait out the storm. Now, here. There's not much to see really right now, but I'm going to do the same thing over here. I just need to connect these two buildings with some electrical wiring. So I'm going to pick one, this one here, because I'm going to try to actually get... I'm probably not going to be able to. There's too much stuff. So I know I can just get the piece that hides the wiring, but for now I'm just going to connect it. Now we're going to do the same thing here. So there's a red side and a green side. Red side goes to power, and you'll see now they've swapped. It's green, and the other one is red. One side of the proximity sensor goes to the top of our power inverter, and the other side goes to an actual source of power, and then the remaining power inverter switch goes to the door. The door's open, door's closed. Now, the way the proximity sensor works, I don't know if it'll close while I'm in here. But that's okay. It doesn't have to. Because the storm's clearing. That's why it doesn't matter. Alright. So with the storm clearing, now we have a very simple storage container / power. So I am going to detail this one just a little bit. I probably won't detail the inside just because I don't know how often we will be in there. I like how that looks. A little bit more graffiti here. And maybe a few numbers. To have a nice green. Just that one, eh? I'll stick with black. Whoa. I dislike ladders in No Man's Sky. Ah. Alright, so the one thing we still need to kind of do is maybe build that path. But I think it's actually alright the way it is now. It's not too close. It feels like I can still walk over and walk in. Ooh, look at those decals. They showed up on the inside. So I don't want to spend too much time decorating the inside of this unit. So I am going to use a couple pieces and just kind of large size them. I don't even know if that's straight. Maybe I should just focus on the walls. These guys is always good. I guess I can't put that there. Alright. Just leave it as that. So I think the main build... Whoa, there's a big pack of animals in here. The big build for today is going to be... Thinking this clearing over here. Well, not clearing, but I'm going to use this sort of dip in the landscape. And I'm going to build a bit of a dome farm. So normally I like to use the small cuboid rooms and build out some kind of farm, or I use the, where is it, the basic structures, and I'll just put down a bunch of floor tiles and then build out a farm using the where are they, specialist, no, tech specialist, yeah, using these hydroponic trays. But I think today I'm going to try something a little bit different and use the large biodome, because it does have, I just found this out, I have no idea if it's new or if it's been a feature for a long time, but you can extract all from these biodomes. So I don't want to think of the biodome as being a room full of hydroponic trays. It's actually replacing the trays themselves, and it holds, I think, 12 plants rather than 4 or 1. Hey, give me that Quan. How's it going? Hope you're enjoying it so far. But yeah, I kind of think of these domes as being individual, like large individual trays that are just room sized. So I actually can just put this guy in here. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I'd have to clear some land. But maybe I should do that anyways, because otherwise it's going to be floating a bit. Don't know if I want that. Maybe I can fix that with a base afterwards, but I'm going to put it like that. See what happens. And then use 2 3-ways, one pointing towards the back and one pointing towards the front. Yeah, it's a bit higher up than I wanted it to be. All right, so let's try this flatten. Mine, create, flatten. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna keep this as our ground level. Don't want to do too much. Just enough for that first. There, like that. I go biodome. Ugh. Come on. Oh, so finicky. Alright, so what I'm basically trying to do here is, don't know what I like about that angle, or if I like that angle, but let's try it out, see what it looks like. 2 biodomes is what I'll start with. Just walk around. Oh. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. I like how it's sort of half buried. And then we just make this our door. I'll just use a basic hollow door here. Maybe flatten that again. That's too much. Whoop. So, restore. That actually works. Alright. So now we have our entrance. We have our 2 bays, and you can see when I come here it says harvest all plants. So I get them all at once. And then this here is going to be, could be our independent power supply. But we are pretty close to this guy. So that could power that as well, but I'd probably have to get more batteries at some point and put those panels up on the roof. Let's see if for now that works. So what I was going to do was actually build a small cuboid room out back here and then make another battery room. But I don't really need to do that right now. So I can just leave that as is and use that for a future expansion of our sort of farming facility. Alright, so decoration, as always, add some stuff so that it looks lived in. Put like a container. And a box. direction I did want it in, but it works. These big crates don't work very well inside, but outside they're just fine. And then go over to storage. Wait, that's tech. And add one of these small guys on the other side just for a little bit of balance. And you know what? We haven't really done anything with lights, exterior lights yet, except for that little lamp we have there. Did I add? No, I didn't add it to the landing pad. Sometimes I add lighting structures to the landing pad just because I think it looks kind of cool. But we'll go to lamps, lights. Pick one of these. Or maybe actually one of these. Like it's lighting the path. That one over here. So those now have no power. So we'll add, oh, it's so far. Oh, because the windows doesn't let me add. Okay, so I guess we have to go through. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to start getting rid of cables. They're starting to get a little annoying. Put one to that one. Alright, so if we go, whoops, over at tech, power, cloaking, electrical cloaking unit. Sometimes I like to use this because it projects like a holographic symbol. It says no wires. Sometimes I like to use it as an actual like hologram. I don't know, maybe put it on top there. Or on the side here. It'll be kind of out of the way then, but then that might not be such a bad thing. Yeah, let's do that. Just right there. So it's giving me the no power signal, but I'm definitely getting power, so I don't know what is up with that, but we're fine. And then here, maybe one of the things I can add, if I go back to structures, no, where is it? Decoration? Ornaments. I think there's one that is. No. There's like a concrete one. That's the one I'm looking for. Not the concrete for building, but the pathway one. Oh, here we go, paving. No. It's good how it is. Alright. So now we're just going to add some plants. Tech. Specialist farming. Gamma weed. So I'm going to do all gamma weed in here. You can see how it nicely snaps. You can actually also decorate these rooms, so you can put some stuff in the middle. And I will do that. Just like a small computer or something. Go over to decoration interior. Oh, I could do boxes as well. Don't want to put too much because otherwise it'll get really cluttered really quickly. I know this guy makes some noise, but if we keep it on the far side of the room, it should be alright. Oh, it's definitely quieter than before. And then just a few more details. So obviously we don't need stuff in this room like these boxes, but again, they sort of give it a lived-in look, which I like, because it makes it feel more real. Grabbing a few more boxes. So I would most likely not be entering out this room a lot anyways during a gameplay. I would just harvest all plants from here and then move on to the next room. So let's add some plants here. Where is it? Gut rot, there we go. All right. Maybe this would be a good spot for an agricultural terminal. So I just need to add a few more details. Make it look really good. You know, I think I read something about them turning down the volume on these items. Now that I mention it, it seems somewhat familiar. So I'm going to add some boxes here. And then I'm going to add, I've got that one plant in there. Oh. Where'd it go? Specialist farming. Trolleys. Don't need one here. Might as well. There. Alright, so now I have 2 little garden centers. I can expand this way. I'm not going to bother putting any windows here, because we have these rooms that are like all window. Now here you can see the lights. That tells me that our generator stations are still working. Doors are working. Everything is working out fine. Where are we at? This is one of the things I dislike. So those are the support struts for the teleporter above us, but sometimes they just don't load in. And then it just kind of hovers there. And I have yet to find a solution for that problem. Rebuild it, and they're back. Alright. So if I stand up here, we get a good view of most of the base. Got our landing pad over there. Man, there's like this whole herd of beasts in here. Our initial drop cargo containers. And then our agricultural center, our little farm. I feel like I need a few more lights. Or at least, you know what? I'm going to hold off on those because I think next week we're going to build here and add something on somewhere in this area. So we've done a small farm, so maybe next time we will do something that's more mining related, and then we can actually maybe start mining this magnetized ferrite. But I think that's where we're going to stop the stream tonight. A little bit of a short one. What was that? 40 minutes? 46 minutes? Not that bad. Oh, hey, Tamer. Yes, this is where I live, in the frozen tundra of Afhams. This is the planet Afhams, and this is my tundra. It's cold here. There's always these freezing storms, which you can kind of see the edges of my screen are freezing up, or maybe you can't because the under construction logo is in the way. But yeah, so I've made a base with some stuff, and I'm building out on it every week, trying to give people some tips on how to do sort of, not like, I guess realism build is the best thing. Like the landing pads never have any structural support, so I added a structure underneath it so that it looks like a real landing pad. And also, the inside of it doubles as our power station. So lots of batteries, lots of solar power. Probably actually power this whole thing. I wouldn't need to build these additional little power things, but because this is a sort of demo site of the stuff that you can do, I guess I should probably add a ladder to the back of this one too. I'm just showing you guys some of the options you have for building out power stations. I think my favorite are to put one or two solar power collector solar panels on the roof, and then hide the rest of them so that you don't have this giant solar farm in the middle of your base. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the stream this week. But let's look at my schedule, because like I said, this is a new time slot for under construction, Friday nights. Yeah, so I still have under construction on Sundays. It's just at 11 now rather than 9 a.m., so a little bit later in the morning. And I'll be doing stuff in portal nights. And then under construction, like we just had now, is Friday nights at 8 for some No Man's Sky. And then the other shows are still the same. Ghost of Tsushima Legends, where Prip and I do some co-op stuff, is still Thursdays at 9, and 8-Year-Old Squad Leader, still going strong. Kid Coder hasn't gotten bored of us yet, but that's Saturday mornings at 11. And now, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. is the one and only weekly Tiny Adventures in Hero Forge. I was doing it 3 nights a week, and that was a lot. So I have cut back a little bit, given myself an extra day off, which I kind of need right now. But I've got regular and consistent streaming 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, 5 times a week, because it's weekends too. But yeah, I'm so oractical. I'm talking lots. Trying to get a little bit better at being personable on the stream, even when I'm tired, and I'm a little tired today. Today was a busy day, but it was kind of nostalgia laden as well. I went through a bunch of stuff from my old hobby, and where do I do this? Here we go. Yeah, I love base building, and as you guys know, I've been doing this Hero Forge Tiny Adventures, which is building miniatures in Hero Forge. But yeah, my old hobby was painting, building, kit bashing miniatures, mostly Warhammer stuff from Games Workshop. And I probably have to get rid of a bunch of stuff. It's just I've had it for 10 years and it's just gathering dust. And I may have found someone who would be interested in it, so I'd be happy to see that stuff go and find a home where it's actually going to get used rather than just sitting in a box and me deluding myself that I will someday get around to assembling and painting all that stuff, which I just feel like I will never do. And even if I got nostalgic for the hobby again, I could just go out and buy one model, one big, awesome model, and paint that. But yeah, it was a bit of a trip to go through quite a few boxes of what I'm affectionately calling junk, and just looking at all the old stuff and the work I put into it, and the plans I had for projects that never saw the light of day. But then I had the stream, and this was a lot of fun, and it kind of scratches that itch for me, that building creativity itch. And maybe I'll start some other streams as well. You sold 3 guitar pedals, Tamer. Tamer, how was that? How'd you feel? I can only imagine, especially with something like that, where you never really know if you're going to be able to find the same thing again, right? Like those pedals. Oh, you kept the ones you needed. Yeah, I remember thinking that guitar pedals were just, oh, you buy it, and then if you sell it you buy the same one again and it's fine. But I guess each individual one there's slight differences. You can kind of hear it if you have the ear for it. This is what a musician friend of mine told me back in Ottawa. And I never knew. I just thought they were all the same. I mean, with miniatures, I can, unless it's stuff that I've painted, which is definitely a one of a kind, but I can just buy that plastic again. Yeah, it is life. I will say this though: getting rid of stuff is really feels good. It's cathartic. You know, right now those miniatures, even though I probably will never paint them ever again, the thought of those projects, they're like on my shoulders. They're like shackles. They're a creative project that I want to get done, and if I get rid of them, and someone else gets them and does something with them, then that pressure is relieved, and I don't have to worry about them anymore. So yeah, okay. I didn't think I was going to go here today with this stream, but here we are. But it is close to 9, so I think I am going to call it here. Tamer, thanks for showing up at the end and making this something a little bit more than just another dive into No Man's Sky. But I will be back next Friday to do some more. Not quite sure what we're going to build next week, but I'm going to keep thinking about stuff that needs to be added to the space. And I think eventually we're going to have to get off this freezing planet, because there's another storm incoming, and every time we build and there's a storm and nobody on stream can see anything. I mean, it's part of the game, but maybe not the best for a base building planet. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Hope to see you soon. And Tamer, again, thanks for showing up, and give me that Quan as well. And Rhea, oh man, it's awesome. All 3 of you, I've joined your Discords and have been chatting, so really great to see you all on the stream. Thanks for showing up, and have a good night.